Alright, so I got me some good sleep last night, so I woke up in the mood to do some readings. So let me go ahead and do that. I need some sunlight. Jeez. Gotta open these windows. But anybody who good at interpreting dreams, I had a dream of a lion, a male lion, because it had a mane, was being eaten by some foxes. Now, this lion was like one of those pet lions because it stayed in a mansion. It stayed in my mansion. I had a mansion in a dream. Or maybe my family did or something. But, and I could hear the lion thoughts. The lion was like, I'm gonna go downstairs and get this food. But he said that if he don't get it in time or whatever, he knew that these foxes was coming for him. So he didn't get the food in time or something, whatever he was going downstairs for. And the foxes was eating him. And he was just like waiting for the foxes to get full. He was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait it out. Wait for these foxes to get done eating him. And whatever he had left was gonna was gonna go back in the house. Now, after the foxes got done, and he was like bleeding and everything, there was two pools. One pool he didn't want to jump in, so he actively thought about it. He was like, I don't want to jump in this pool. But the other pool he jumped in, it was a smaller pool, and then almost fucking drowned, and then got out the pool and made it into the house. So that's the dream I had. It was other aspects of that dream. Like, it was weird. Usually my dreams are weird, and I know that I'm dreaming. Like, I guess they call it lucid dreaming. It don't look real to me. I know I'm dreaming, but I'm aware of the dream, and if I want to, I could will myself to change certain things in the dream, but it have to come from my will. I have to really push something from inside of me to, oh, this is so much better. I had to take those things off my ears in order for the dream to change. Like, let's say my dream is spinning. That's how I first learned to do this, because I used to have spinning dreams, and I would will them to stop because it was really aggravating. Like, I would have spinning dreams, and then I wake up and be like, damn, that shit is aggravating. So when I go back in a dream, I learn how to activate that will in me to get the dream to stop spinning. So that was the dream. Anybody good with interpretations, let me know. A little background, I just recently cussed out a Leo, so maybe that has something to do with it. Oh boy, this Mercury retrograde. This Mercury retrograde been irking me. Alright, let's start out with Tru. Okay, so I know that a lot of people think that the members are upset that he's in Babylon, all of that, but no, not really. But they do feel, I feel like they working on something. Like, they could be building something while he's gone, but it feels like they glad to have a break from him. Like they feeling rejuvenated in some ways, but they glad to have a break from him. Life is less stressful when Eligio is not around. It's like when your parents go away on vacation and they leave you at home alone. They feel like they have more freedom to be themselves. But what I do feel like is happening is that they getting to know themselves better. The problem is that because he spent years brainwashing them and manipulating them, they now manipulate each other and manipulate themselves. Like they talk themselves out of a spiritual awakening. Hmm. I do feel like they trying to build something, but it's not working out exactly how they want it. And I believe that Eligio knows, and he kind of get upset about it, cause it's like, nah, this supposed to be done, but it's not done yet. And there feels like a major disconnect between Tru and Sheeba. Like while they are gone, like Tru and Sheeba may have broke up, but still living together. You know what? When it comes to the women, there is a lot of change that's happening. But the men are kind of stuck on stupid, but the women are, it's something going on with them. And as I continue with the reading, I'm gonna look more into it. Yeah, I just pulled a separation card. And then dropped the whole deck. So it's a lot of chaotic energy. But I feel like Tru is sad about it. Tru is sad about this separation. Because I feel like Sheba made it known she don't really want to be with him. She'd rather be by herself. She feel done. She do. Her energy feel like she done. But why? Why is she done? She wants to be with Alethea. It's really unattractive when a man doesn't have his own mind, doesn't live his own life. It's really unattractive. Sometimes the women can't make sense of the reason why they so unattracted to them, because in their mental they are trained to believe like everybody is on a spiritual journey. But deep down are in their spirit. They disgusted at the fact that this man don't take up for himself. He's submissive to another man. Can't take care of himself, especially if you have a child with them and you depending on another man to take care of him, your wife, and your child. So the women are not attracted to these men, and besides, they look sick. They don't look good. And Eligio, he knows this. He set it up to be that way. Like, he tell them that it's other reasons, but he knows what he doing. This is exactly how he want it. He want the women to fight over him, to long for him. He like to emasculate these men in front of the women just to create this type of energy. Man, but Zoca though, Zoca, she loves Solar. She might not respect him, but she got love for him. Sheeba also felt like Tru doesn't understand her, and he don't have the capacity to understand her because of the conditioning. He's not being himself, so he can't love her like authentically. He can't give her what she looking for, because he loving her in a way that he feel like Eligio will approve. And it's really toxic, because let me try to paint the picture. Let's say that they having a conversation and Sheeba is trying to tell Tru like, listen, this is why I feel unhappy in a situation. Instead of Tru actually listening to what she's saying or even trying to comprehend it, he thinking about what Eligio will do. Like, if Eligio was in a situation, he probably would tell her to he probably would disrespect her and tell her that you not as smart as me because you a woman. But see, when they do it, it's like they could easily see they are trying to be like Eligio. Cause you ever seen somebody being what they not being themselves? It don't look right on them. It doesn't look good. and that makes them even more unattractive. Sometimes these women are forced to have sex when they don't want to. And a lot of time they don't register it as rape because they feel like they have to. It's a part of their duties. It's a real miserable energy, sadness, and because they lost in confusion, they can't even find a way out of it or find a solution. I believe Sheba already told Eligio that she preferred to be with him, and he said something to her that made her feel hopeful. She really felt like that too. Like, she has strong feelings towards Eligio. And she like patiently waiting on him. I also see her trying to get the other members to work harder. Like, she trying to prove that she's the one for Eligio by the way she's instructing the other members. So it's a lot of like when he calls in, she's telling him like what she did. I also feel like she's snitching on some people. Cause she's trying to get on his good side. She might have even sent him certain type of pictures, like nude pictures and stuff like that. Like, I'm feeling like she feel very passionate, especially during this Mercury retrograde. And it hurts Tru, but Tru ain't right in the head. He ain't right. Like, Tru is I feel like Tru is a very prideful person, and I do think that he's kind of trying to impress Sheba by putting in even more work. But they have two completely different perspectives. Like, he trying to be like a better servant to Eligio, but that makes her feel even more detached. Cause the more he do that, the more she become unattracted to him and more attracted to Eligio. But he can't really comprehend that. He trying not to explode. He trying not to break. Tru is like a bomb because he's real good at repressing things. And Eligio knows this. So what he would do is that he would go to these people and he will talk to them and he will create reasons for their feelings. And what it would do is kind of like put a band-aid on it, because the reasons that he creating is not the truth. It's not the truth for them, but he got their minds. So, but all that chaos is still going crazy within a spirit. But he give their mind a logical reason for it. So all it does is postpone the eruption. But it will erupt one day. One day. And I feel like if Tru lose it, he could really hurt somebody. He could really hurt a lot of people. And it's dangerous. Sometimes Tru be feeling like he don't even want to live anymore. Sometimes he feel like such a deep pain that it almost feels unbearable to him sometimes. And these are times that he's really quiet. Like he could be off in the corner, really quiet, but in actuality, he's trying to ease the chaos and the pain inside of him. It's starting to manifest into something else, which is what it's manifesting into. It's causing him to change. Um, hmm. You know, Tru might leave one day before losing his mind. Because at times he feel like he's on the verge of losing his mind. And he trying to understand that. He trying to understand. Sometimes he's in his spirit, observing his mind. And that's a good place to be. Mm. Yeah, y'all, it's some powerful changes going on here. Powerful changes. Because it's starting to become like unbearable. It's starting to really hurt some of the things going on. He might even be pulling away from the other members, spending more time alone and going internal. I hope Alihio don't hear this and try to stop that. But But he won't be able to, even if he tried. Even if he tried. I feel like Eligio sometimes listen to these readings and then take them and go tell the members like, oh, I know that you feeling like this. I know that you, and he try to use it to manipulate them. And it makes them feel like he knows everything about them. Kind of spooks them. So he does that. So I won't speak to, I'm going to just leave it at that on Tru. Alright, so when it comes to Zoca, she's still depressed. Like, tapping into her energy, I want to cry. I feel like she want to cry all the time. She's just so hurt by things that happen to her, how she being treated. She's starting to feel like they don't really care about her, the members. She feel like, man, a lot of these people, they feeling like they about to lose their minds. They really struggling. Like a lot of them are really struggling. There's some truth that she's refusing to see or to acknowledge. And it has to do with the pregnancy. There's some parts about that pregnancy. Like at the time when everything happened, it was like Eligio convinced her of certain things. But it's like the more she thinks on it and ponder on it, the more she sees. And it's really hurting her. It really hurting her. She keep trying to distract herself. I even see her tell Solar that sometimes she have like these negative thoughts about what they creating and what happened, but she explained it in a way that she feels like it's her lower self. She feels like I feel like she asked them for help because she ain't doing too good. A lot of crying. she don't want to accept the truth, but she knows it, but she don't want to accept it. It's eating her up. It's eating her up inside. Her not being able to speak her truth of everything that happened when it came to her pregnancy. Her not being able to say how she truly felt, because she is trying to protect them. It's a lot of things that they don't want her to say, because if she said it, then it could make them look bad. Maybe even put them in jail. But it's killing her. It's hurting her real bad. And she wants somebody to be on her side. She wants somebody to help her because she's afraid to speak her truth. She's surrounded by people who keep telling her to repress things. I feel like she tried. She tried to talk about it. I feel like she tried to talk about it to one of the women, and she tried to talk to Solar about it, but they told her that she's looking at it wrong. They told her that she needs to basically get over it. But this type of pain, this type of hurt, um, something bad is gonna happen. Like, she will either hurt herself, hurt somebody else, or she will have to set herself free by telling the truth. It has to be released some type of way. She trying to wait on time, but nah, time is not gonna heal this. It's gonna have to be released, and it will be in some type of way, and it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be real ugly. I'm asking about some of the details of what happened. Um, I believe she took too long to go to the hospital. She wasn't well taken care of. She was extremely stressed out during this pregnancy. There was some time before they got to the hospital. Like, maybe she was trying to have like a at-home birth or something, and it went south. I kind of feel like the baby was already dead before they made it to the hospital. I keep seeing that girl 7. Mm, mm-mm. She should have never attempted to have a home birth. And she knew it. Deep down inside, she knew it. She knew something wasn't right. And I kind of feel like the hospital been told that the umbilical cord was wrapped around the baby's neck. But I'm feeling like the baby was already stillborn in the womb. 7 knows some things. She knows some things. She even has strong thoughts and feelings about what happened. And I'm not saying that she caused it, but I feel like she knows some things. And she watched like Zoca mind fracture from the amount of trauma. That whole delivery process was very traumatic to Zoca. It just, she never would be the same after that. What I also feel is that within the pregnancy and within the delivery, if somebody who, like a doctor, a OBGYN or somebody, was to go back and view it, they could come up with so many circumstances where this could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. And like that's why they so quiet about it, because they know that she wasn't well taken care of. She experienced a lot of trauma during the pregnancy, a lot of confusion, a lot of conflict, abuse, and it includes physical abuse. I feel like that's why at times she wasn't with Solar. And then the delivery was just icing on the cake, because maybe that's the wrong terminology, but because there ain't nothing sweet or good about it. It was all traumatic. It was a bunch of panic. Because I feel like that baby was still in her womb. The baby wasn't alive in her womb for a minute. And if she was getting proper medical care, a lot of this could have been prevented. And I feel like it took her way too long to go to the hospital. Way too long. There's something that happened, and I'm kind of feeling like the baby was already in her arms by the time she got to the hospital. It's going to come out to the light one day. It will come out to the light. And I do feel like this particular circumstance is going to be brought up in court or something like that. Like it's going to, Alihio gonna do time one day. And I feel like he's gonna go to trial. And this is gonna be like a major factor. Because it's a lot of things that happen when it came to Zoca pregnancy and delivery that was messed up. It's a lot of things that happen. And it's going to be brought to the light one day. I actually feel like it should have been brought to the light. But certain things are being delayed. And it's being delayed by other people. People who protects Alihio. So I'm asking about Solar feelings about this. He didn't want the baby. He didn't want the baby. He was turned off from it since the beginning. His mind was conditioned to perceive that whole pregnancy in some type of way. It's really hard, it's traumatic for her to even be around Solar. Because it's a lot of things that happen during her pregnancy that she can't never look at him the same. And I do feel like she cares about him, but she doesn't respect him. She doesn't feel safe around him. And it's something that he feels at fault for the pregnancy, and she feels the same. And I feel like it's the fact that he put his hands on her while she was pregnant. But I also feel like it has to do with the delivery. Just she felt abandoned by him. Like he didn't stand up for her. because I felt like there was several times that she tried to explain that she felt something was off. She felt like something wasn't right, and he dismissed her because all he cared about is pleasing Eligio. That's all he cared about. It's hard for him to be around Zoca as well, because it makes him feel guilty. Yeah, because he see where she at right now, her state of mind. Like when she just start crying, her depression, and he look at her at times and felt like he caused it. Matter of fact, I feel like Eligio told him he caused it. Solar needs to go to jail with Eligio. Also true. And I feel like that's going to happen. hmm It's things that Solar did for Eligio that it really eats at him. He lose sleep over it sometimes because he's acting against what he truly feel. Like when it comes to Nateri, he feel bad about setting her up because he likes her. Actually, at some point, he was a little obsessed with her. He's attracted to her. He wanted to be with her. But he did it for Eligio. And it's things that happened between him and Zoca. He did it for Eligio. And it's starting to eat at him too. Man, that's all I could get through right now. Cause their energy is too damn heavy. I'm drained as hell. Like, I have to come back later and do the other members. Cause I'm tired. These, like, tapping into their energy, man. I almost want to throw up. Like, that's how it physically make me feel sometimes. Like throwing up and crying. It's sad. These people, they live a miserable life. For real. And Solar need to start being his own man because um Eligio be having the man incriminate themselves. He do it so that he could trust them. Like, you got to be willing to do anything for him, and he tests you. So he made them do some really horrible things, and it's starting to weigh heavy on them, like real heavy. All right, y'all, stay blessed.